What's going on, guys? This is D-Witcher1 here on Dream Master Metronics, and I apologize for the mess, but for those of you who don't know recently, this shelf right here pulled off of the wall. So all this stuff is now on the floor until it's fixed. So that takes up a quarter of the room, and then this thing that I'm going to review takes up like another quarter of the room. So this is the Gemmy 2018 life-size arcade machine fortune teller. And there's a reason why I call it the arcade machine fortune teller, because instead of it being based off of, rather like a realistic person like the Midnight Countess, Dr. Sugar's Fat Butler, it's based off of one of those like 80s arcade machines from the movie Big, where that movie where the kid's little, sees the machine that's like this, and then he is big the next day because it's his wish. Well, this thing moves slowly, and it gives off that really like old arcade machine vibe. And it is the size of an arcade machine. Although it may be a little short, this thing is massive. And the box is right here. This is like the shipping box with the other box inside, but yeah, it is fairly small. And I'll just quickly tilt it so you can see the info. If you want to pause, you can read any of that you want. And you've probably seen the original box and some photos, but nothing you're really missing there. Yeah, so this thing, when it's fully set up, it's actually pretty cool. If you want to hear about how like it was designed and what they were thinking when they programmed it, you can watch the first video. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the setup because you're probably wondering, how does this big old thing assemble? So obviously the main character is just like a typical life-size animatronic. You assemble it that way. Sort of like a seasonal vision setup this year for this one. But with this, you have these like almost like PVC plastic pipes, and then there's two kinds of connectors. I don't know. So right there's the first connector. It's a little like pipe that's slightly thicker, or I should say wider, so it can hold both ends. Now that is what is the easiest. That's the easiest part of all this. However, I don't know if it's a defect with mine or not, but down there, as you can see, those three-way connectors, they only made those like hole sizes like 1 or 2 millimeters bigger than the actual pipes. So it was very difficult for me to actually get the pipes through those holes. And what I had to do a lot of the time is I actually had, you can see maybe a few shredded bits of like plastic on the ground. I had to get these scissors. And so if you have the same issue, I recommend doing this. I'd put the scissors in the hole. I would open them as wide as I could, and I would just twist. And by doing that, I widened the holes, and it made it possible for me to actually put them in there. I'm hoping that that's just a defect with mine, because the hands are a little shiny. Maybe it was in a heated area of the truck or something. I don't know. But yeah, I've actually got a whole pole in the back not even in there, because I was just ready to get this thing done. Because I was on and off putting it together the whole day. I had to do a lot of stuff, so the back, there's no pole. And this pole right here isn't actually pushed in. So that side's a little wonky looking, but it still looks decent. And that's why the top looks like that. But, yeah, but I mean, if looking at it in general set up, it does look pretty cool. And it does take up about a quarter of the room, guys. It really does. So this thing, although this guy is pretty small, the whole thing is pretty big. Like, that is for sure. And so what was before just a floating crystal ball right there actually looks like it's, like right here, it looks like it's part of the booth. And I know it looks weird down there, but you don't see any of that. You only see this. So I think they did a good job with covering up the like weird parts. So I think it's a very innovative and creative idea. I'm just hoping that not every single one of these has that defect with the three-way connectors are just barely bigger to where you have to widen them with scissors, and if you try and put them in, it can be really hard, because with the other pieces it was completely fine. So it may just be mine. I'm hoping the other ones you just put them right together, because I can imagine the Lowe's employees like raging over this thing, not even setting it up. Yeah, so I hope that's just with mine, so don't be convinced that that's going to be with yours too. Mine could just be defective. Yeah, so this is sold exclusively at Lowe's for 2018, and this will be the first video of it in action with, I guess, all the phrases. It has all of Zoltan's phrases. So, yeah, and then when the lights come on, I will turn it the lights off. Just the ending part, he doesn't have any lights. But yeah, so he raises his arms up and down, and he looks up, and it's really slow, like an old arcade machine kind of vibe. And the turning button is just hanging down here. So I gotta grab that, but without further ado, we will demonstrate it for you.
Once again, the all-seeing Zoltan must consult the spirit world to reveal what is yet to come. You are thinking on something. I see it. The answer is not what you would think, nor hope. Beware! The great Zoltan sees what is to be. Use this knowledge wisely.
Then he just looks back down. This is already sort of a long video, so I'll just play a couple more phrases. If you want to know all the phrases, it says on the back of the original Zoltan's box. Oh, the arms are still moving. Okay, let's do it again. I'll just do it all in the light this time.
Yet another troubled soul has journeyed to consult with the all-seeing Zoltan. I shall deliver the answers to the questions in your heart. Make the correct decision. You must do what you feel is right, of course. This is a question to which you already know the answer. The great Zoltan retires to his chambers.
And yeah, you guys can find out all the phrases another time, because I don't want this to be a really long video, because his phrases, there's a lot of them, that's for sure. But yeah, you can see how well the lighting look. It's pretty dark in there, and I'm in a well-lit room. So you can see how good it is at capturing the light in there. And by the way the lights shine on him, there's two lights right there behind the crystal ball, which is the same as like this kind of ball, but it's like that. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. The retail price of this is about $150. If you love how this works and looks, then I definitely would say go for it. It's not something I'm used to from Gemmy. The curtains do remind me of the original Zoltan a lot, and it says Zoltan right there. I guess a little interesting thing is it has these like Chinese words right here. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy.